Hello and welcome to the channel. We are here today at the Southampton Boat Show, courtesy of TBS Boats, to have a look at this F430. Now she's at the boat show, but she's not a brand new boat, she's a few years older, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what they're like. But this, as I wanted to mention, isn't the exact current spec. And we are chasing the weather today, so it's gonna, the flybridge might be not everything you expect to see. But let's start on this ginormous aft bathing platform, which just makes water toys and water fun so much easier. Obviously you can easily fit a tender on here. This particular variant isn't a high-low, but I'm pretty confident that if you're speccing the boat new, you could add a high-low in there. As everyone loves to see a hatch, let's have a quick peek in here and see what we've got. Oh, there you go, just a self-draining locker for fenders and wet lines. There's only one access point into the saloon via the gate here, and again, look at this beautifully chunky stainless steel work they've got. Into the cockpit, big wraparound table here, life raft storage under there, and storage under all of those seats down there. Access down here, I can imagine, to the engine bay, which we'll have a look at on the way out, and a beautiful folding teak table. So you can sit here and dine, like so. I don't know whether it's... No, this is a fixed one. I'm sure there's an option for a hydraulic one if you wanted. Just fold that back, and then there's a little dining extension over here. Obviously giving you access, full access to the galley via this open overhead hatch here. And then in here we have a bit of storage and a blank there. So access up to the flybridge through the steps, and then you can get around the side decks through both sides. We are actually going to go around the side decks, I think, now before it starts to rain. Lovely chunky cleats. An option here to have a winch bollard if you're stern to mooring in the med, and then down here you've got your shore power access. There's a little scupper here, so when you get water running down the deck, it drains over the side. Nice deep side decks. You can see how high the bulwarks are. Really nice chunky guardrails. Side access into the helm station through the side door. A couple of steps up takes us to the foredeck, and you can see weather ready for the rain. Normally seating over there, but it's currently covered with a tonneau. One step down takes us to the anchor handling area, where we have room in there, as you can see, pretty deep locker, plenty of chain, and we've got a couple of fenders in here, so really good access in there. And then anchor winch, obviously anchor, and a little seat there, so you can sit there should you want to, which I'm going to do now, and take a look at the back of the boat, or the front of the boat. You'll also notice down there's a little window, which we'll see when we go into the fore cabin. Big decent single piece windscreen with some really nice decent sized wipers on there as well. And also, you probably can't see it, but right the way down here are some tiny little pin lights that just illuminate this whole deck area at night. And again, you get an idea of how light and bright it's going to be inside because of the size of those side panels, those massive panes of glass. Slightly higher side deck on this side. We'll sweep ourselves back round, and I'll say because of the weather we're probably going to go and actually no, we'll go inside. Let's go inside first. So again, very much a social space here. Let's say that window pops open, those two doors slide back under the flybridge steps, making this a really open sociable space. That leads you straight into the galley here, with lots of drawers, as you would expect, right the way through. Sink. As I say, this isn't a brand new boat, so do bear with us, and it's also an owner's boat, so we're not going to go and opening every single cupboard. But cooker, ceramic hob, fusion stereo over there, and again you can see how easy it is, and even with the weather a bit inclement as it's going to be today, with this vast overhang and the ability to zip inside panels right the way around. So dining, obviously if the weather's not so nice, you can feed to diners inside as well as out. Little bit of fridges down here. Another fridge in there. And then over here you've got your C-zone control system. And then you can see those big glass windows, how they're flooding light in here. So over on the port side, nice big C-shaped dining area with a high-low table. And this is quite clever as well. So you'll notice on the starboard side here, we have a little sofa facing the dining area. Now if you want to use that as a helm seat, you unclip it, it pivots around and faces the helm station over here. And then again you can see how easy it is to gain access outside as a skipper. The helm station, standard layout for this type of vessel. Single row marine, but looks like there's an option there for a second one. She's on Volvo IPS's, hence the joystick over there and all the usual Volvo Penta controls. But a nice view forward to that massive windscreen. Slightly impaired over on the port side because the TV's up. So this is a high-low TV, as you can see, pops up out of this station here and just gives you the ability to watch TV from the dinette, from the galley, and also if you wanted to, you could watch it from outside in the cockpit area. So now if we head down below, really nice open companionway, drops you right down into the depths of the hull. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps down, takes you forward into the main, or not the main probably, but the VIP. So we're up here in the bow. Nice big centerline double berth. You can see there's storage underneath there as well. Really nice high gloss wood finish. Storage over here in the wardrobe. Again, finished inside the wardrobe the same as the outside, which is unusual. TV over there, and then there's some sort of trinket storage and bits and pieces down here. Light coming in through the hull windows on both sides. And as we mentioned when we were outside, there's that forward window, and there's also a double skylight above us here, which is obviously covered because the sun cushions are on and they're covered over. Another big wardrobe on this side, again finished exactly the same inside as out, which is unusual. And you'll notice there's some pickpockets of storage down the side here, a couple of binnacles over there, and reading lights and illumination there. So really nice cabin. You'll also notice that if I swing this door back here, close us in, that we have our own ensuite heads. So loo, vacuum flush loo, nice vanity unit there with a porcelain sink, big mirrors up here with the storage units, like so. And again, nice to have illumination and ventilation through the opening porthole, and a really nice compact self-contained shower in there. And again, light dropping in through this glass panel in the superstructure. So that's the master ensuite. If we then head back, you'll notice there's a couple of other doors on the side here. First one is the shared heads for the other two cabins. Again, very similar, vacuum flush loo, very similar vanity unit, and the storage and mirror there, and another really functional, really decent, wipe downable, self-contained shower. And again, you can see there's a door here, so that gives us access to the double cabin, which we'll have a look at in a moment. And that takes us back into the lobby, where we look at the other cabin down here. So this is the double. A couple of steps down takes you to this really decent double cabin. Lots and lots of room. Not quite standing headroom under the bed, but there is standing headroom in the lobby area. I'm just over 1.7 m, and you can see there's tons and tons of headroom up there. Nice as well down here that there is a mirror, which makes it look a bit bigger than it is, and then full hull windows with a ventilation opening as well, and reading lights, and plenty of room to sit up in bed. Decent storage in the wardrobe here. That takes us back out, and if we go across to the other side, we'll then go into the twin cabin, which had Jack and Jill access from the heads. Again, standing headroom as we come in, plenty of it. A couple of steps down, you'll notice, drops us down into the second lobby area here, which again, still with really good headroom. And then two appear to be very large double berths with one step up between them, and again that light streaming into the whole window even though we're up against the pontoon. Slightly more headroom on the outboard berth than the inboard berth, but still really spacious cabin. So let's head back out, see if we can catch the flybridge before the rain hits. So back past the helm station, back past the dinette, through past the galley, and we'll go and have a quick peek up on the flybridge. Really nice floating teak steps. Because of the weather they've catched it off, so we'll just open the catches here, open it up and continue our journey upward. So because of that big aft overhang that runs over the aft cockpit, you get a really decent run of massive seating. Again, the weather is pretty grim here today, so they have covered it up, but you can imagine big row of seating there, storage underneath, fold out dining or coffee table there. The tower at the back gives you radar and navigation and ensign. I'll take a walk forward. You can see over the back that we really are utilising the full amount of the boat's length. And then forward, helm station under here, double helm seat, a repeater really of the downstairs helm station, and then a little bench seat here so you can sit yourself or sunbathe as you're going along, and then that gives you visibility of the foredeck. So last but no means least, let us go and have a quick peek at the engine bay. Just going to put the camera down to open the engine hatch.
Which marina?
So here we go. I've found the engine hatch. So it's really neat. You can leave the table in there. You can open the engine hatch up. So typical boat show sort of boat, as you can see, absolutely jammed with boat show clobber cushions and covers. So she's got a couple of Volvo Penta IPS 380s in here, as you can see on the IPS drives. So this is going to give you probably around about 24-25 knots as a comfortable cruise. On the plane at 14 knots, so the captain was telling me. And a cruise or a max speed is circa 30 knots, but like everything in life, it depends on your load and fuel settings and everything, and obviously the weather. So we'll just close that up. While we're closing up, we will say thank you very much to the guys at TBS Boat Sales for letting us have a look around this rather fabulous Sealine F430. Hope you've enjoyed the tour. Do please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time round. Thank you very much for watching.